Before I get into today's video, a few things. First of all, this video is completely unscripted, which shockingly means the ones I normally post are scripted. Secondly, it will have much less humour than I usually post. And thirdly, before I get going, I draw attention to my disclaimer that states nothing I say should be taken seriously. This is an opinion piece. I'm not stating anything as fact. I'm exercising my right to free speech as enshrined under Article 10 of the 1998 Human Rights Act. For the best part of a week, the town of Ballymena in Northern Ireland has seen riots on a nightly basis. Now, if you are a foreigner and you want to see an authentic riot, I would recommend going to Northern Ireland. Over there, it's almost a national fucking sport. They are brilliant at it. But these riots aren't sectarian. They aren't between Catholics and Protestants. Now, the mainstream media, the government and the PSNI, the Police Service of Northern Ireland, are labelling the riots as far-right racist in their nature. Now, there will be some people rioting who are far-right racist because every group has people who judge others based on the colour of their skin, and those people are dickheads. However, I do not believe the majority of the rioters are racists. I also do not condone rioting or violence against the police. But the police's first duty is to protect the public, and as we'll see, they are not fucking doing it. I predict this summer, all across the UK, there will be mass riots, like there are in Ballymena at the moment. And it isn't the far right, it's that the British people and the people of Northern Ireland have been pushed and pushed and pushed. The UK is a powder keg waiting for a fucking spark. And then our dickhead Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, labels everyone who disagrees with him as a far-right racist. Something's got to fucking give. Before we get to Ballymena, we need to recap over recent history because two-tier policing isn't a new phenomenon. If we think back to 2020 during the COVID pandemic, over in the USA, a gentleman called George Floyd, in my opinion, died whilst resisting arrest. Now, also, in my opinion, had George Floyd been white or Officer Derek Chauvin been black, it wouldn't have made the news. But because a white officer apparently killed, well, he did kill a black guy who was a violent career criminal, the entire world got upset. Here in the UK, riots broke out. People broke the lockdown rules and fucked up England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales over something that happened in the USA. And the police did fuck all. Scroll forward to 2021. COVID rules are still in place. A group of women held a candlelit vigil in memory of Sarah Everard. If you're not from the UK, you may not know the name. Sarah Everard was a 33-year-old woman who was abducted, raped and murdered by Wayne Couzens, who was a serving police officer. So, in the USA, a violent career criminal dies resisting arrest, police do nothing. At a candlelit vigil for a woman who was murdered by a police officer, the police turned up mob-handed, one step away from riot shields and tear gas. Scroll forward to 2024. The Labour Party have just taken office. In Hare Hills, Leeds, UK, social services removed 4 children from a Roma gypsy family for their own safety. The local Roma and Muslim population rioted. A bus was set on fire, a police car was overturned, and the police ran away. The result of which was the children were given back to the abusive family. 3 men were eventually jailed after around 6 months for burning the bus, and another man was jailed for throwing bricks at the police. Then, down in London, a group of Bangladeshi men decided to riot because of things going on in Bangladesh. So something happened in a different fucking continent, and their response was smash up the English capital. I cannot find any records of any arrest. Then came Southport. In the sleepy seaside town of Southport, knife-wielding maniac Axel Rudakabanya, who was described by the mainstream media as a Welsh choir boy, and yes, he was born in Cardiff, but he's the son of Rwandan immigrants who came to this country allegedly as asylum seekers. It's also alleged that his father took part in the Rwandan genocide. Rudakabanya was known to the Prevent Counter-Terrorism programme. He'd been expelled from school for carrying a knife and was on record as saying that Britain needs a white genocide. That bastard murdered 3 little girls attending a Taylor Swift dance class. Riots kicked off, but this time the rioters were mostly white British people. The police turned up en masse. The police moved into a higher gear. People were rapidly arrested. Criminals were freed from prison to free up spaces for people who posted things on social media. Allegedly. Lucy Connolly wrote one tweet which she deleted in under 3 hours and received 31 months in prison. Bradley McCarthy was jailed for 20 months for, and I quote, shouting at a police dog. Yet whilst these riots were taking place, large gangs of Muslim men, because a rumour had circulated due to a media blackout that the killer was an illegal immigrant and a Muslim, because so often they fucking are. So Muslim men took to the streets armed with machetes. There were no arrests. Someone tell me what job you do in the UK that requires you to carry a 2-foot fucking knife. That brings us to Ballymena.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi.
I'm Freedom Dad.
Hello. I don't even want to really give my name.
That's okay. No, yeah, you're brave enough for coming on.
Yes, brave enough. I live here.
Right.
I have 2 big dogs.
Yep.
I have been walking my dogs.
Yep.
Madame, come here, Madame. Madame, we know what a Madame is.
Yeah.
Rude. Spit in the ground after you pass. Why do we have to accept that?
Yeah.
I have loads of foreign friends who are amazing people.
Yeah.
What has this place come to? Should we build a 20-foot fence, 30-foot fence? Let them have clean oven. Move us locals out. I had to put a Union Jack in my window tonight to make sure that my house might be okay.
Yeah.
And I haven't even got home because them meat wagons over there wouldn't let me come home.
Yeah. So have you ever experienced anything like this in Northern Ireland before?
Of course. I was born in 75.
Yeah.
In Tyrone.
I'm talking about what's happening. I'm talking about what how these men are behaving.
Yes, of course, we see it all the time, but now it is, you can't be racist. That's a racist attack. You have to be understanding of other people's beliefs.
Under any circumstances?
What the hell happened to our beliefs?
Yeah.
Why are our children being raped?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah, we get it. We've watched
I have 2 sons. See, if I had one daughter, I'd be out ripping the throat every person in this town. We had Chloe Mitchell.
Yeah.
We've had enough travesty in this town and heinous crimes. We're not standing for this.
For years now, the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland have become a dumping ground for migrants, both legal and illegal. And I'm not some far-right racist, I'm not a little Englander, but none of us asked for these people. If you want to come to this country and contribute to it, that's absolutely fine. But the illegals, we don't fucking want them. We don't know who half of them are. And what kicked off in Ballymena is because, and apparently it's not the first time this has happened, a teenage girl from Northern Ireland has been allegedly sexually assaulted by migrants. In this case, a 14-year-old girl was allegedly orally raped by 2 14-year-old Romanian teenagers. These boys appeared in court and needed an interpreter. They're here to abuse young girls. They can't even be bothered to learn the fucking language. Now, at this point, some bleeding heart liberal will pipe up, what about Jimmy Savile? He was white and British and he was a paedophile. Yes, we know he was. We know in the UK we've got our own nonces, we don't need to fucking import them. We also know of the grand scale of Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. It's been going on for decades. There've now been 7 men convicted. It transpires 4 of the 7 in this latest conviction weren't even born in the UK, and we know damn well human rights lawyers will fight them being fucking deported. We do not need these fucking people in this country. For all the libtards and left-wing fucktards, being against mass uncontrolled immigration, in particular people who arrive in this country undocumented, we have no idea who they are. That is not far right, that is common fucking sense. Take Northern Ireland. 4% of the population are not British or Irish. When it comes to rape convictions, 40% are foreigners. That is fucking shocking. I was listening to the radio and a woman called into a talk show and it really got me thinking. This woman, I'm guessing, is late 20s, early 30s. She's married. Her and her husband have 2 young children. 2 girls, 1 3, 1 5. They work their arse off to get onto the housing ladder. They have their first home. Next door has now been bought up and given over to migrants. So they have 2 little girls. Next door to them are 3 Afghan men of fighting age. This mother said she put her children in the front garden, went to make a cup of tea, and when she came back, 2 of the men were sat in the garden talking to her little girls. We don't want that in this fucking country. And this once beautiful nation. The 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, or the north of Ireland if you're watching in the Republic, it's changing at an alarming rate. Go down any high street and it's littered, along with charity shops and betting shops, Turkish barbers and vape shops. Go slightly out of town and there are masses of hand car washes. All of these businesses are staffed exclusively by fighting age foreign men, and only 1 member of staff will speak English and they only deal in cash. Allegedly, we all know it's a front for money laundering and drug crime. The police know it, the government know it, but no one will act because they're terrified of being called racist. Now usually this is a comedy channel, so I apologise if you're watching this and I haven't made you laugh, which you won't have done because I haven't cracked a joke yet. But let's do a shocking statistic. In the UK, Afghan men are 70 times more likely to be involved in gang rape than indigenous Brits. But we're fucking importing them. Like I said, I don't condone rioting or violence against the police, but the police are not protecting the British public. The government are not listening, and in my opinion, Keir Starmer and his entire fucking cabinet are not fit for office. My fear is that this year, this summer, the United Kingdom is hinging on the edge of civil war. Well, that was a fun video. If you made it this far, well done. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, and fuck knows why you would have done, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like, a comment or share this video, that really helps the algorithm. If you would like to support me in making these videos, there's a link in the description on YouTube to buy me a coffee or join my Patreon. And as ever, thanks for watching. Luckily, I fucked up a few times, so let's have a laugh at the bloopers. Fuck that up as well. This video is a little different. Fucking hay fever. Ballymena in Northern Ireland. Now, Northern Ireland is different to the rest of the UK because, first of all, it's on a different island, and secondly, NI is the only place where all police officers are armed. Now, for any people watching in the New World, this may be shocking. British police officers do not routinely carry handguns. In fact, I had an American friend of mine once ask me, so how are they meant to kill people? Is that why you apply to be a copper? 2020 during the COVID lockdown? In my opinion, a violent career criminal. Well, fuck it. We didn't know he was a violent career criminal until a few days after he was dead. Let's be blunt, it didn't come as a shock that Jimmy Savile was a paedophile. We've got our own, we don't need to import them. Immigrants were told we need doctors and nurses. At what point is someone ticking a box that says sex offender? Now, Mrs. Disgruntled is from Northern Ireland, and there's a strange thing about people from that part of the world. They know everyone from that country. Not just in their local town or city, the wife from Belfast, they know fucking everyone. You can just say, oh, do you remember Sheena? Oh, Sheena, oh, it is, so I know. How's Connor doing now? Has Connor gone to university now? That's a bad accent. I've remembered how to do Northern Ireland. What you do is, imagine you have clinical depression and don't move your mouth. I'm fucking grand. Oh, it is, so it is. This is the greatest day of my life. And it isn't far right. It isn't about race, it's about culture. And trust me on this, I know, because originally I'm from Norfolk, give me 6. I remember back in the late 1990s going to my local pub with my new Asian girlfriend. I walked in with her and it was like the jukebox fucking stopped. People couldn't believe it. My God, these people exist.